You ready? Let's go. Let's make braised cabbage. And kale. We're gonna make braised kale. Is that good? I don't know. Can you see that? And braised cabbage. So I have like this head of cabbages. Cabbage lasts a really long time. It's super cheap all the time. It's really good for you. I don't know what else to say. Kale is on sale right now. That's why I have it. Otherwise I wouldn't have it. Okay, so I have apple cider vinegar, about half a cup. I have bacon fat because I always keep all of my animal fat. I render all my animal fat down. I keep that because that's healthier for you than canola oil and all these oils, okay? Butter and animal fat. And then I have chicken stock that I've made. Okay, get rid of this butter. So what we're gonna do, I have an onion, 2 cloves of garlic, and I think that's it. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take this onion, I'm gonna cut the top off. I'm gonna keep this to make more stock. That's useful because onions are part of mirepoix. Now I'm gonna julienne this onion. So when you cut an onion, you wanna go from the shoot, right? I got from where the onion shoots up. So first you start with the shoot and then you work your way to the root. So you're gonna go shoot off, then you have a flat surface, and then you cut your onion in half, okay, bam. I'm gonna julienne this, so I'm gonna go, the shoot grows into it, so I'm gonna cut it on an angle. I'll keep that for my stock. Okay. Remove the skin. I do not keep my onion skin for stock because it blocks your strainer. I've already explained that in the stock video. So I'll take this, get rid of these, and then I've got onions, so I'm gonna julienne these. I'm just gonna cut those. Okay, so we've got our julienne onions. Those are done, get rid of that. I'm gonna just, okay, that's it. I'm gonna slice my garlic, okay? And then what I wanna do is take these onions. I got a pot here. I got my pot. I'll take this, put that in my pot. I don't want to do my garlic yet because garlic will burn before the onions, so that's not good. I'm going to do butter and bacon fat. These are both healthy for you, okay? So I'm going to do about a tablespoon. This is frozen butter, sorry. Oh my god, it's really hard. I got frozen butter, that's probably not even a tablespoon, it's like half a tablespoon. I want 2 tablespoons. Maybe like a tablespoon of that. That's good. Okay, we got that. And then we're going to go with some bacon fat. Take a spoon. Bacon fat here. I'm gonna scoop out maybe a tablespoon of that. Put that in there. Okay, I have set that aside. Now this, because I've got this here, I'm going to cut this in half, and then we're gonna cut out the core. I'll just cut that right off, and I'll just dispose of these 2. Okay, now I want to clear some space for myself here. Now I'm just going to cut this because I've cut it so weird. Like, I've just been hacking away at this thing for like, I'm just going to cut this into like not super thin julienne strips, but like, you know, maybe 1/4 inch, probably 1/4 inch slices. So I'm just going to slice. Because this will break down as it braises. So I've got all that. Okay. That's all sliced up for us. Done. Kale takes less time to cook than the cabbage will. So I'm going to take our onions with our butter and our fat, and we're going to go to, my burners are crazy strong, so I'm just going to go down to like a 4. Okay. And I'll take some salt, because salt will draw the moisture out of the onions and help them sweat faster. Now this we'll be adding later after our onions, and I'm going to sweat my onions down. But I'm going to grab, right now I will actually, I'll do this. Grab a bowl, put our cabbage in this bowl. So we got our bowl, cabbage. Now, kale. kale's like this. You're basically just gonna go like this. You're gonna strip it off the stalk, and you can. Some people they do like they keep the stalk and they braise that. I don't want that. I'm just gonna go with these. You get a lot of kale from this, so I'm gonna keep. So that's 3 stalks of kale, or 3 leaves. I don't even know what you would call these. They're just massive. They're just leaves. Okay, so this we're gonna wash. Spatula. Grab that. That's a good one. Gonna sweat these onions in the butter and the fat. Man, this smells amazing. It smells like bacon. We'll sweat those down. My onions have been sweating for about 4 minutes, I want to say 4 or 5 minutes. They're not fully cooked. I don't want them to sweat all the way because then they'll overcook before my cabbage cooks. We want everything to cook together at the same rate because we don't want to overcook our cabbage. You know what I'm saying. Okay? So I'm going to grab my cabbage. Take this over here. And, oh, I guess I could just take my bowl. I forgot. I don't usually use bowls. I kind of just work in chaos sometimes. So we're going to dump all of the cabbage in. Okay? Sink. And we'll just let that kind of ride for a little bit. We're not really going to mess around with it. Salt, so more salt. Right, we're not going crazy. This is a salt. I actually grind my own salt down. Because if you buy salt on Amazon, salt is really cheap. You just buy coarse sea salt, and then if you have a little spice grinder, what you usually use for your, and you actually use it for spices and not, you know what, you can grind down your own salts and stuff. So I'm just gonna my onions. I'm gonna make it all mix up because I don't want my onions to be on the bottom because they'll overcook because the heat source is from the bottom, right? So we'll just get all of that covered in the fat. You don't need to add any more fat. Look how glossy that is. Getting covered. Oh man, it smells so nice. Okay, put that in. Go, and now we're just gonna. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit to 3 because we want a slow. I want to slowly cook this. Eventually, we're gonna go and braise it, but right now we're just. That's it for now. So I'm gonna let it go, let it be, and I will stir it maybe every 3 minutes or so. It's been about 3 minutes. See how it's kind of wilted down? It's nice. Okay, now I'm gonna do another 3 minutes, and we'll be right back. So I made a discovery in my fridge. We did corn on the cob last night, and this would be really good in here. So I'm going to trim off these little, trim these right off. Okay. I'm only going to do, screw it, we'll do both. Why not? Okay. Okay. And I'll keep those corn cobs because I want to flavor something with them. Because those will give you a lot of corn flavor. Okay, so I've got this. Another 3 minutes has gone by. And I'm going to add my kale. So we'll just let that ride over here. And while that's going, I need something, a little bit of corn to go into. This. And put it into here. Now we'll just drain this out. So I'm just gonna do one of these little, chop it, and then rough chop. Now, before I add my kale, I'm gonna add my garlic. That can go in. So I added my garlic, that's in there. It looks like a lot of kale, but that's going to wilt down. That is going to wilt down. Now I'm going to leave the kale on the top. Okay. And I can add everything else now. So I've got this apple cider vinegar. We are going to go ahead and just add that. Okay. I have my stock. Now this stock has a layer of fat on it. I don't necessarily want that. So what I'm going to do is I never dump my fat down the sink because this will just come right off. See, it comes right off. There's going to be a little bit left over. That's not a big deal. Okay? We're not cooking Michelin food here. Okay, I'm going to add a bunch of chicken stock because I want this to be really flavorful. I'm not going to add water. I'm actually just going to add all of this chicken stock. That's probably 2 cups of chicken stock I just added. Now, because I've added liquid and the liquid is cold, I'm going to crank the heat. I'm going to go all the way to 8. I want to basically, I can stir this around here. It smells so good, guys. Just go. I'm not going to add the corn until later because the corn's already cooked, and I don't want, you know how it is. You want like crispy corn, sweet crispy corn. You don't want that like, I don't know. Some people like their corn soft. I think that's nasty. But, you know, to each their own. So here we go. I've mixed it all around. I'm going to let this get really, really hot. And I've got some herbs and spices that I want to add to this now. So I've got I have over here just 3, okay? Some onion powder. I'm going to add about a tablespoon of that. Some oregano. About a teaspoon and a half, and then we got some garlic powder. I want it to be really garlicky, so I'm going to do 2 teaspoons. Mix this up. The reason we don't add our spices and our seasonings like these ones, it depends on the spice, but I mean like onion powder, garlic powder, oregano, those are delicate spices and herbs, and they'll just burn. So we're adding them now because they won't burn with the liquid and everything there. And we're not going to cover this. We're bringing it to a boil now. I'm reducing it down to 2 because I just want this to simmer slowly. And this is something you don't have to baby. At this point, I'm just going to go ahead and let this cook away. And I'm just going to reduce it all the way down to min. Okay? And we can just let that cook now. And we adjust, you know, salt and pepper. That's what seasoned to taste means. If you ever see a recipe, it says seasoned to taste. It just means taste your food after you're done cooking it. If there's not enough salt, you add some salt. If there's not enough pepper, add some pepper. You know what I mean? Seasoned to taste. So the kale the kale is so quick to cook. That's why we add it last. And we're basically just gonna let this ride. Okay, so this has been cooking for about total time about 15 minutes. Okay, I want the cabbage to break down. The onions are cooked, the kale's cooked, kind of, like the middle of the kale will cook. But I want the cabbage. See this chunk of cabbage? See how it's not like translucent? I want it to be more translucent, and I want it to cook. And so what I'm going to do now is I can add my corn, because my corn, it'll be another 5 minutes of cooking. And I want that corn flavor in there too. So this just goes together, you know? So we'll just mix this up. And yeah, you just stir this all up. Get it all mixed and let it just ride again. You don't really have to do much to this. This is something that's really good, healthy for you, really cheap to make. And there you have it, folks. Braised cabbage. And I just topped it with a little bit of dill, because I have dill in the fridge and I rarely use it for anything, but there you go.